Hello and welcome everyone to our webinar today from the Center for Financial Social Work, the 5 Success Secrets to Client Financial Goal Setting. We're happy so many of you could be here. We do have a record number of registrants today, so we're very excited about that. And I do believe that that indicates a real need for this goal setting session and shows the need that we know that everyone has to be more successful. And really, goal setting is absolutely the best way to be successful. My name is Rita Wolfson. I will be your host today. I am the founder of the Financial Social Work Discipline and the Center for Financial Social Work. And for those of you who are new, and we know we have new people because of our record registration, up in the right-hand corner, there's a rectangular box. It may look a little different than this, but you do have a place to answer questions, and we will answer questions at the end of the session. So you can ask them as you think of them, and we will address most of them at the end. And also, if you'd like to reduce that rectangular box, you can just push, you may have a red or a white arrow or the 2 double arrows here, and that will reduce that box so that you can see all of the slides. So let me tell you a little bit about what this session will look like. We will just talk briefly about what financial social work is and what it does, so that all of the people who are new to financial social work will be more familiar with not only what it is we do, but also why we would be providing this free webinar and other free webinars. We will be looking at goal setting basics, and even more important, or at least as important, goal setting achievement, which is, in my opinion, very different from the process of setting goals. Then we'll have the segment on 5 secrets to successful. I do believe it's called the 5 Success Secrets to Client Goal Setting. And then we'll just talk briefly about the Financial Social Work certification. And we have a special surprise announcement for you. And then we'll do the Q&A part. So, most of you, I'm sure, are aware that if you registered for this session, you will receive the recording, and you will also be receiving our brand new ebook, Engaging Clients in Financial Goal Setting. We're very excited about this ebook, and it will be delivered to you with the recording directly to your inbox. And we might point out at this moment that if there are times when you know you can't attend one of our webinars, you can register for it, and that way be assured of receiving the recording into your email so that you can watch it at your convenience. So what is financial social work all about? Well, you see, our mission here is to help men and women begin the journey to sustainable long-term financial behavioral change. And that change, we believe, contributes to personal, professional, and financial growth and change. And certainly, goal setting is an important part of the whole process. And what makes financial social work so special? Well, we believe it's the ongoing process. We have an ongoing process that incorporates engagement, education, motivation, validation, and support. And our model looks this way because we know that that's exactly what people need to create sustainable long-term financial behavioral change, or actually change of any kind. The model is experiential, it's interactive, introspective, strength-based, and heavily psychosocial. It includes 20 CEUs from NASW National, and we know that our graduates benefit both personally and professionally as a result of the certification, because it is an excellent career credential as well as helping our graduates to improve their own personal finances. So taking greater responsibility for your financial future requires more than just learning new financial skills. It's actually a process, because financial stability is a very personal, individual, and emotional choice. And it's a choice that we make throughout the day, throughout the week, sometimes on a minute-to-minute and hour-to-hour basis. And as the saying goes, we make the choices and our choices make us. So more about financial social work. To me, it represents all of these things. It's about change and reducing stress and increased personal self-awareness, growing awareness, learning to set boundaries. There is a very strong foundation of hope, and those of you who have been with me before know that this picture represents everything I would love for all of our students, graduates, and community to experience with their money, and that is the feeling of being at peace with your finances. Financial social work addresses the thoughts, feelings, and attitudes that drive our relationship with our money. It's our relationship with our money that really drives our financial behavior. How we spend, how we save, how we earn, and how we share. And it is how we do those four things. It is our financial behavior that totally determines our financial circumstances. And just a quick sampling of a few of our agency clients. We've been doing this for over 16 years, and we're proud of the relationships we have and of all of our students and our graduates. We want this session to be as interactive as possible. There will be times when we ask you to raise your hand. We have a few polls for you to participate in, and then we will have the Q&A session at the end. So let's start with our first interactive poll, and if I can find it on my dashboard, let's see who you are and where you're located. Okay, I'm launching that poll. So traditionally, most of our attendees are in the Northeast and the South. Oh, this is great. We have people from all over. We even have some people outside of the U.S. We have a lot of people from the South. 81% of you have voted. Anybody else that wants to vote, go ahead. And then I will close this poll and share the results with you. Very interesting. I'm going to close it. 88% of you voted, and here you can see the results. So the majority of our attendees are from the South. Well, welcome. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina, and that is definitely the South. Okay, very interesting. Well, thanks everybody, and let's get going. To begin this segment of the webinar, I think it's really important for everyone in attendance to understand that everyone, absolutely everyone, is capable of modifying behavior regardless of how ingrained or locked in we are to our habits. There is no type of individual, class, religious, or ethnic group predisposed to failure or to success. I think that makes the playing field much more equal when we understand going into this that this is the reality, and it's a good and positive reality. So goals, matter. I think that our record-breaking registration for this session indicates that many people want to know more about goals and goal setting. And I'm glad that we went ahead and delayed this webinar. We had to postpone it from last week because obviously we have a lot of people wanting to know more about goals. So goals matter because they provide the opportunity to plan for the future. I think they help us to give some control and feel some control about our lives. They make life more interesting because success definitely does bring satisfaction. They are inherently solution-oriented. When we set goals, we have a lot of slides on this throughout the session, we become much more connected to them subconsciously as well as consciously, and we find ways to achieve them. They create unconscious as well as conscious movement in their direction, and they're personal and individual. No one should or can tell you what your goals should be. And if you're setting goals or your clients are setting goals because they've been told to, then they're not the right goals. We have to choose our own goals. So goals matter because they motivate achievement. Once identified, their presence demands attention. I just said that on the previous slide. They are there in our lives. So even when we're not really focused or consciously thinking about them, we're working towards them. They incentivize action when accompanied by a plan. They do teach patience. I don't know about the rest of you, but that's something I constantly struggle with. And they facilitate a new way of thinking and living. And really, if you just look at this little graphic here, it demonstrates, it helps us to figure out where we are today and where we want to be in the future. So, how many of you set financial goals or resolutions? I'm going to go ahead and find that poll. That is, and let's see what you all have to say. So your choices: have never set financial goals, have thought about setting them but didn't, thought of some but did not put them in writing. We have a good group. Wow. Okay. %70 of you have voted. Let's see how many more of you want to vote. This is a good group. Okay, we got to 82% again. Anybody else want to vote? 83. All right, last chance. I'm going to count it down and then I'll close it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 86% of you voted. And I will share those results with you. So the largest percent of you thought of some but did not put them in writing. And second, of course, is yes, and I put them in writing. And what you're going to learn in the upcoming slides is that unless you put them in writing, they really aren't goals. They're just hopes, dreams, and wishes. And I might point out at this moment, as I'm thinking about it, that when you're working with clients, you may really prefer to talk about hopes, dreams, and wishes as opposed to financial goals or goal setting, because clients are often unfamiliar and uncomfortable with the concept of goal settings. But we know that everyone has hopes, dreams, and wishes. So in my research for the session, I found a lot of different statistics. I went ahead and used this one with the fact that about 3% of people set goals and only 1% write down their goals. Oh, and here's that little graphic. Goals that are not written down are just wishes. Hopes, dreams, and wishes. So goal setting is a process. You don't want to set it too high. You don't want to set them too low. And just like the 3 bears, we want to get it just right. Now we're going to look at how we do that. So I've already kind of covered this slide in the session as we've been going through previous slides. What we're doing in the goal setting process is assessing where we are today, identifying where we want to be tomorrow, and then creating achievable goals with specific actions which contribute to success. Assessing where we are today, if we don't know where we are today, that's our foundation. So that's an important piece of it. But really identifying where you want to be tomorrow. If you don't know where you want to be, the saying goes, you'll have to settle for wherever you are. It's by identifying where you want to be, what you want to do in the future, that we have a window on our goals. So this goal setting process is meant to move us and our clients from where we are to where we want to be. That's really just the real heart of it. And goal setting provides the opportunity, financial goal setting provides the opportunity to figure out which of your financial behaviors do and which don't support your financial goals. They provide the opportunity to replace financially sabotaging behaviors with more productive ones. If we're not looking at these different pieces of our lives, what's working, what's not working, then we're not really thinking about or trying to improve our lives. Financial goal setting provides a new way of looking at life through the financial lens of your life and the ability to measure and monitor your progress. And each one of these points, particularly these last two, provide you with a new approach which will definitely improve your life and your financial circumstances. So financial goal setting provides the foundation for financial behavioral change. We know all about budgets. Clients know all about budgets. It would be great if they were as enthusiastic about budgets as we were. And to be honest, I'm sure there's many on this call and session that aren't so enthusiastic about the B word. Nobody likes the B word. It is about behavior. Okay. We don't like the B word for budget, but we need to fall in love with the B word for behavior because our financial circumstances demand that we be healthier in our financial behavior. And so the foundation of financial behavior is about how we'll not be ready, and then we'll start thinking about making change. We may take some time preparing for action until we finally take action and then maintain our status. But we do know that over time people slip, and with the tools we're about to go through and the ebook you'll be receiving, you will have the skills and hopefully the education, motivation, validation, and support you need to set and achieve goals. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on SMART goals, but they are the best known approach to setting goals and thought I would just touch on them. They are explained in the ebook in a little bit more depth. as well as some examples of how to do it. So SMART goal setting, it means that your goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to your life, and time-bound. When will you achieve them? S is for specific, the who or the what of the goal. That's where you identify the action or event that you will be taking. M is for measurable. Successful goals require a specific goal statement identifying how you will measure or determine whether or not your goals have been achieved or are being achieved. That is the how portion. A is for achievable. Your goals should make you stretch, but never further than your outermost limits. They need to be appropriate. So A is actually for achievable, but it can also represent appropriate. R is for relevant. That's the R in the word SMART, for SMART goals. Successful outcomes depend on setting goals that are relevant, timely, and important to you and your life. And your goals will be different than anyone else in the room where you're attending the webinar or your clients. So relevant to your life. And that is the why. And that's why R is important. So T in SMART represents when you plan to complete or achieve your goal. Successfully guesstimating how long it will take to accomplish your goal. And when we get past this, we'll have those 5 success secrets, and those secrets and the tips within them will help you to better be able to set and achieve SMART goals. Okay, right now my computer doesn't want to move. There you go. I'm not going to spend any time with these. I just wanted you to see, as I mentioned to you, in the new goal setting ebook, we created special forms to help you set SMART goals. Okay, those are just some of the forms, and you'll get those in the ebook. So now we've been talking about goal setting. And of course, achieving your goals is the most important piece of that, but unless you set them, you won't be prepared to work to achieve them. So the 5 success secrets to client financial goal setting. Here we go. Secret number 1, engage clients with WIIFM. And then we're going to be going through each of these, but first I'm going to introduce all 5 of the secrets. Keep it simple. That is secret number 2. Secret number 3, make it measurable. Okay, we talked, the M in SMART is for measurable, and we're going to be looking at how to do that. Secret number 4, focus on progress, not perfection. How many of you struggle with that issue? We want everything to be perfect, and if it isn't, we are not willing to continue very often, whether it's eating the wrong thing on a diet or spending money that's not in our budget. And success, secret number 5, is assess and reassess. Okay. So here we go. Those are the 5. I'll leave them there for just a few moments, and I will put them up after we've gone through each of them. Engage clients. One of you I see sent a question about WIIFM. I'm about to tell you what that stands for. I didn't say. That's why you didn't hear it. Okay, keep it simple, make it measurable, focus on progress, not perfection. And finally, assess and reassess. Okay, let's do this. I only have 2 more polls. We'll do this poll and see what you think. Launch this one. So, when do most New Year goal setters run out of inspiration, motivation? Okay. Almost 70%. Okay, 70% of you have voted. And I'm smiling at the results. And I'm going to count it down, and then I'll close the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 83% of you voted. I'm going to close that poll. And we just have one poll left after this. I'm sharing the results with you. We are of little faith. We think that we will run out of inspiration and motivation for our goal-setting efforts by January, by 3 weeks into January, or by the end of January. 4% of you were more generous and or more optimistic, perhaps I should say. You were thinking along the lines of March 15th or April 15th. So I will hide this and go ahead and tell you that about 45% of New Year's resolutions setters run out of inspiration before Valentine's Day. So that wasn't what we were thinking. The truth is, I know, it takes a lot, for all of us to, or for anyone to stay motivated. But using these tools and the ebook, and after attending this webinar, I think you'll have better skills and tools for doing that. So now we're going to look at implementing the success secrets to client financial goal setting. I do like this quote: what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. And that's why this is so important for all of us and for all of our clients. Okay, so WIIFM, what's in it for me? If you stop and think about that, you will realize that this question, what's in it for me, drives most of the decisions we all make. The question itself really does go further than materialistic gain. It includes how we will feel. Will we feel proud, stable, secure, hopeful, excited? How will we feel as a result of the decision we are making? So if you just think of something you did today, work-related, lunch-related, if you chose the burger instead of the salad, or you chose the salad instead of the burger, you did that for a reason. And part of your decision-making process was absolutely identifying how would you benefit. Well, if I eat the burger, it's going to taste better maybe than the salad. But if I eat the salad, I'm definitely going to feel better about myself because it's healthier, because it's less fattening. What's in it for me? It helps the subconscious mind to integrate our life experience along with the motivation that's so important to goal setting. And it helps, what's in it for me, that question helps individuals to consider the risks and rewards associated with decision making and action taking. And part of that process is thinking about what will happen if we don't make that decision. And I'm sure most of you know that making no decision is actually making the wrong decision, because we're giving away our power by not making any decision. WIIFM helps clients identify the purpose How would changing my financial behavior benefit me? How will my life be better? Will I have money to take a vacation or to buy a car or to get the kids the school clothes they need or to save for my retirement? What's the purpose of changing my behavior? Will it help me to feel better about myself? Will it improve my quality of life? Will it reduce the stress I'm feeling? I was just reading some statistics this morning about how stressed out. I think it was in USA Today, if anybody wants to check their financial page online. And I think I tweeted the article. It was a great article on measuring how financial stress impacts our lives. Okay, now we're on to success secret number 2. Keep it simple. Work on one goal at a time. Once you get involved or you engage clients in goal setting, there's a tendency to find a lot of areas of life that could be improved, but you need to resist the temptation to start or begin addressing every goal you come up with. You can make a list of your goals, but you need to prioritize them and begin with the one that's most important. Okay? So, share the journey with a trusted friend. This term is relatively new. I don't know how many of you. Let's see. Let's have you raise your hand if I can find how to raise your hand. Do all of you see the little hand that you could raise and show? Okay, I see you raising hands. If you've ever heard that term of accountability partner. Oh, many of you have. Okay. About a third of you? Okay, great. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing. So an accountability partner is someone that you share your goals with. And it doesn't matter if yours are financial and the other person's is around work or school or weight, whatever it's about. They can be different. But if you're both committed, you really can motivate and support each other, encourage one another, hold each other accountable, and help each other refocus should you falter. Make a special place for interacting with your money, one which helps change your relationship with your money and with yourself. So, will doing this improve your financial circumstances? If I knew how to clear, okay, 24% of you had heard of that. I wanted to ask you to raise your hands again. Okay, I think I can clear. Okay, so how many of you think that creating a money space where you live would help you to improve your financial circumstances? Oh boy, that's great. A lot of you do. So I don't know if you're our students, our graduates, or you've taken other workshops with me, because this is a real favorite of mine. Because I know that if you keep your financial records scattered, if they're not organized and situated in one place, and if you don't have a specific area to pay your bills and check your accounts and pay attention to your money, then you're far less likely to do those things or to improve your financial circumstances. So secret number 2, keep it simple, is a favorite of mine. And I think will, over time, definitely help you improve your financial circumstances. Secret number 2, keep it simple. Avoid situations that might sabotage your efforts to achieve your goals. You are looking to develop new, more positive, and better behaviors. And you'll figure out, if you don't already know, some of those behaviors that are holding you back. And definitely those are the ones that need to go. Anticipate and prepare for setbacks. Let's not pretend that any of us are perfect, and rather than use our imperfections to stop our goal setting by Martin Luther King Day or Valentine's Day, we need to remember other times we've been resilient and made effective, long-lasting change. We have to know that setbacks happen, and we need to prepare for them. What will you do if this does happen? Learn and practice anticipating and preparing for setbacks, eliminating self-blame when you falter. That's another self-sabotaging behavior. Forgiving yourself for making mistakes. I like to spell mistakes L-E-S-S-O-N-S because they are the lessons which allow us to be better in the future. And practice expanding your ability to cope and respond to disappointment. And forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Try doing this activity personally as well as with clients, and make a list of the things you forgive yourself for. It's a great exercise. Okay, success secret number 3, make it measurable. Measure and evaluate your progress. This is the simplest and easiest way to know how well you're really doing. And most of us have some competitive piece within us that will rise to the occasion and be able to celebrate our successes and plan to overcome those things we're not doing that we should be. So partialize your goals. Create a series of smaller steps to help make your goals more measurable and doable. And set incentives and consequences. Can you think of any incentives or consequences that you might put in place that would incentivize you or your clients to pursue your goals, not just for 2 weeks or 2 months, but on an ongoing basis? So we just talked about breaking your goals into smaller steps to be achieved daily, weekly, and monthly. Because when you experience, and this is particularly true with clients, success with mini goals, you're building confidence and reinforcing commitment. And these are the 2 C's, commitment and confidence, that are crucial to successful goal setting and goal achievement. So something you want to think about, if you were trying to pay down $15,000 in debt in 6 months, and this is where you can look at it in all the forms you'll get in the ebook, is that a reasonable, that was the R in SMART, is that relevant and reasonable? Can you really, on your income, pay down $15,000? Would it be more likely that you could pay down $1,500 perhaps in the first 6 months of the year? Maybe $750 in the first quarter. And by achieving that mini goal, you will be building your confidence that you could do that. And now you know you could do it in the second, the third, and the fourth quarter of the year also. And of course, reinforcing your commitment to this particular goal. Visualize your goal. This is a great tool for everyone on the session as well as for working with clients. Talk about and create a vision board. What will it look like when you achieve this goal? How will you feel? How will your life change, improve, or be different? And how will it be better? How will you benefit? And why does it matter? Actually, I think this list is one of the most important slides we have here, because we really have to get to that psychosocial piece. What's it going to feel like? How will we be different? These are the important things. If we know where we are, we talked about goals, assessing where we are now, and identifying where we want to be in the future. Well, how is it going to feel if you're looking to have a vacation? How will it feel to get on the plane and fly there, to have the money to pay for it? How will your life be enriched? These are the questions that motivate and allow us to make changes accordingly, to know what we need to do, to know what is working and know what isn't working. Then we come to success secret number 4, focus on progress, not perfection. We need continuous reinforcement to turn new, more positive behaviors into long-term habits with successful outcomes. So motivation is what gets you started, but we want to turn these goals into habits. I'm from the school of thought that says there's 21 days. It takes 21 days to create a new habit. I've seen other statistics on that. Some believe it takes longer. But if you want to try doing something to start a new habit, do it for 21 consecutive days and let me know where you're at. I think you'll be in a better place. I really do. Okay, avoid an all or nothing attitude. Progress is achieved incrementally over time. Recognize and celebrate the progress you're making in ways that do not cost money. We don't want to celebrate an accomplishment with a financial goal of reducing debt or spending less by going out and spending money. If Plan A didn't work, the alphabet has 24 more letters. I really like that a lot. So, our last poll for today. What do you think was the #1 financial goal for 2014? What was the goal people set? Let me find this final poll, okay? And let's do this, and I'm launching it. Do people want to save more money, pay off debt, spend less money? Well, we have a very strong winner so far. You can also just use this to indicate what's most important to you. What's your #1 financial goal? And I know some of you didn't set them, but I know others of you told us that you did. Okay, so 79% of you voted, 80% of you. I'll count it down, and we'll see if you're right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to close that last poll and show you what it looks like. So 63% of you thought that the answer would be pay off debt, and the only one that was even in the ballpark with that was save more money. So let's close this, and I'm going to show you the research that I took that from. So the leading financial resolutions you can see from Fidelity Investments 2014 New Year Financial Resolution Study. And the number one goal was to save more money. And the number two goal was to pay off debt. And you might not agree with spend less or save more, but this was how it was positioned for those who took it. I was actually surprised that pay down credit cards wasn't higher. I was very surprised to develop a long-term goal plan. That was very interesting. Okay, so I just have two more slides from this study. It says that 39% who are saving for short-term goals have shown a big shift over the years in saving money towards practical investments versus luxury items. So here you can see the different years and the different goals. And the strongest short-term goal was to have an emergency fund, which I think is really, really important. And the last slide on this part is keeping financial resolutions versus other popular resolutions. So when asked which was more difficult, people said that over 53% said that they would prefer to be more financially fit than physically fit. Where do you fit on that? Okay, and our last success secret, assess and reassess. Helping clients integrate self-assessment into their lives is one of the greatest gifts we can give, because I believe that self-assessment is the gift that keeps on giving. Because once you know how to self-assess, it's not something you can stop knowing. It is a tool and a skill that stays with you. So if you aren't doing what's in your own best interest, you'll be aware that you're not doing it, and more likely in the future to go ahead and do the right thing, the better thing for yourself. Self-assessment provides you with the ability to determine when and whether and where you are doing what needs done to be successful. It allows you to connect, consider, and evaluate the choices you make and determine whether the choices you are making are in your own best interest. Self-assessment isn't going to guarantee, promise, or assure you that you will never make a poor decision. What it's going to ensure you is that if you do make a mistake or a poor choice, you'll know that you did and be more likely to make a different or better choice in the future. That's why I really think it's the gift that keeps on giving. So self-assessment helps you know where you are with regard to achieving your goals. And that's a real valuable tool. And it helps you know when and how to eliminate the behaviors which are sabotaging you and which actions to continue because they're contributing to your success. So I believe, okay, we have just two more slides to finish up this segment. Put technology to work. The statistics for those who have smartphones, and I saw one just today on those who have tablets. I think it was 5 years ago, 3% of people had tablets. Today, 42%. I don't know the statistic for smartphones, but most of us have access to some technology, and these are just some of the apps that can help you to schedule your time with your money, let you know when your bills are due, and take control of the to-do list of your life. Some of these are included in the ebook, but all you really have to do is do a Google search for apps, goal-setting apps. And these are 2 more. All of them are different. Most of them have a free version. We all need help in maintaining our commitment to goal setting. And technology is there to help us to do that. So, one last review of the 5 success secrets to clients' financial goal setting. And then we are going to go ahead and just give you this one slide on financial social work certifications. There are 5 workbooks. It is a self-paced, self-study program that our students have 6 months to complete, and then they can take our online exam, which they have 2 weeks to complete. And there are 20 CEs given from NASW National, and the cost is only $495. Now, we had a contest going into this webinar, and we have our winner. Her name is Crystal. I hope it's Gosto, how I'm pronouncing it. She is the winner of the free financial social work certification. Crystal, if you're on this webinar, I would appreciate hearing from you. However, for the rest of you, we have a special announcement. We have a limited time offer of $150 off of the certification. This is only the 2nd time we've ever offered this. The cost of the certification is $495. However, we are, until Saturday, February 1st, offering a $150 discount so that the cost is $349. And if you want to take advantage of that by February 1st, on our website you can enter the discount code of FSW 150, and you will only be charged $349. And right before we started today, I did have a question from someone about whether we make payment plans, and we won't be doing that necessarily with our special offer here, but we do have discount plans for our students. And so we are into the question and answer portion of our webinar. Of course, I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and I am going to see if I can expand this and read some of your questions. Okay. Okay. Will there be a chance to view this PowerPoint at a later date? Yes. Before the end of this week, you will receive a recorded version along with the new ebook. So you can watch it at your leisure. New word for budget is spending plan. Shanna, thank you. We call it a personal spending and savings plan. And if you're referring to the fact that clients like that, and I think everyone prefers the concept of a personal spending and savings plan, because the word spending is in there. Sadly, in our culture, we consider a budget to be punitive and negative, which it isn't at all. So someone asked me for examples of incentives and consequences. Okay, why did I know that was going to come up? I did. Well, you know, sometimes we incentivize client programs with some kind of a match. If you save $50, we'll match you $50. Well, what can you do to celebrate your own achievements. If you don't save the $50 that you've set as a goal, or you don't pay down the $300 on the credit card, what is the consequence? Well, that would depend on you, but the consequence could be that whatever miscellaneous money you have for entertainment, for a lunch out or a dinner out, you know that as a consequence of not achieving the goal, you will have to take that money and put it towards your goal. Whatever works for you, but that's my idea. An incentive could be possibly that if you get that debt paid down within the first 3 months, if that's your goal, that possibly you could have lunch out, although that's an expense. And we don't want to reward financial behavioral change with an additional expense. Although a great way to do this, actually, and another tool to use with clients, is to create a list of no-cost, low-cost activities that you keep, like on the refrigerator or somewhere where you'll see it all the time, so you're not in a position that if you achieve a goal or you don't. I don't have a list of consequences for this, but incentives could be that, you know, you take a long walk, you schedule a long walk with a friend, or you take an extra dance class, whatever it is that will incentivize you, or you carve out time to speak with a good friend. But have that list ahead of time. So that you don't have to work at creating it. Fidelity is an investment company dealing with investment clients. I realize that someone is pointing that out because those were the slides for the 2014 goals, but that was the best graphic concept that I could find for all of you. Does it fit for PhD students to learn it? Oh, is the certification, we have PhD graduates. We have Dr. Marty Gillen teaches financial social work as an online elective at the University of Kentucky. So we do have PhDs who take the certification, and certainly we have non-social workers who take the certification. Someone was interrupted and missed the slides telling us what WIIFM stands for. Okay, it stands for What's in It for Me, a really, really important concept in all decision making and goal setting. What's in it for me? Do you find that this method works with people in poverty who are upside down in the income to that ratio? Well, the majority of our graduates all work, I shouldn't say all, the majority of our graduates work with people living below the poverty line. And I would definitely say that a behavioral model is incredibly successful with all clients across the spectrum. Our graduates work with clients of just about every type, and our graduates are across the United States and around the world, and most of them do work with people living in poverty. So the math is wrong for the limited time. Well, you are absolutely right. It should be $345. Well, what do you think about that? Okay, thank you. You're right. Will you provide an email with details about the special discount? Would like to show my supervisor. I'll make sure that that's in the recording that we send. Can clients make a plan if they do not have much money? Absolutely, positively, if you really stop and think about it, what we're trying to help clients do is to change their lives and improve their futures. And the tools and the skills that they need to do that is money management. So we need to engage them in this process, and the B word for budget is not doing it. We know that for a fact. We need to help connect clients to where they are today, but most importantly, to where they want to be tomorrow. When we help clients do that, and remember, this is where your client wants to be tomorrow, not where we would like the client to be, not where we think the client should go, but where does the client see him or herself? When they give us that information, they're giving us the keys to their kingdom, because we now know what will incentivize this one person. You have to know what will incentivize you to change some piece of your life, whether it's how you eat, how you spend, where you work. So it's a very individual process, and it absolutely is about educating, motivating, validating clients and supporting them in change. And the less money they have, the simpler the plan can be. But you're teaching them how to think strategically, to think more positively, and to plan for the future. What is your best advice in working with youth and setting long-term financial goals? We could spend a long time on that discussion. I think we need to do as much as we can to help young people develop the skills and the tools. We know that they're at a different point in their life than most of us on this call, but all the research continues to indicate that parents don't teach children about money, whether they don't know what to teach them, whether they're ashamed of their own financial circumstances. There are countless reasons. I am of the belief that we should be teaching this in school, but more or less we're not. So if you're working with young people, look for every teaching moment available to you. Talk to them about what money is and what money isn't. Ask them what they think money is, what they think it isn't, what they think it can do, what they think it cannot do, and help guide them so that they understand the basics of money management, and the importance of saving and investing for the future. Can you give me some good budget sites for my clients? I have a few, but I'm always looking for better ones. Well, you probably have Mint. There are quite a few out there. There are new ones coming out almost weekly. Of course, most of them really require that your clients be banked so that they can tie their bank account into that software. And I have found clients who love Mint, who think it changed their lives, but I have people who absolutely would never consider putting their financial records into those programs. If you Google free websites for money management, for budget setting, you'll come up with them. And I think you'll be surprised how many there are. I enjoyed the webinar, not to be picky, but the $495 minus $150. Good for you. Yes, I agree with you. The math should be correct on a financial webinar. Thank you for the webinar. Should an accountability partner be someone other than the case manager? I would say yes to that. because I don't see the case manager in the role of the accountability partner. It's an interesting idea and concept, and you could certainly give it a try. And if you wanted to discuss it with me further, you can email me at rita@financialsocialwork.com or call me. Our 800 number is on our website. In the future, could you offer a presentation on student loans and paying loans off? I'm finding a lot of clients who are going through online for-profit schools who are incurring a lot of student loan debt and now are having difficulty paying those loans. There are some decent websites addressing some of the student loan debt issues. It is a major problem. I am not an advocate of for-profit schools. Last year there was major research came out on just how much debt for-profit schools, graduates, or students run up and often can't afford or just drop out and don't finish, and so they have really nothing to show for it and a great deal of debt. I'm hoping myself that this whole, how should I put it, that things will improve and change. I don't think that the way we charge for college and the way students spend at college is a sustainable model. It's really not working. It's not only changing the lives of young people, but it's changing the lives. It's changing the whole culture because young people can't afford to begin to pay off those debts. They can't find jobs. They have to move home. They can't get their first car or their first apartment. Okay. What is your evidence for the success of this approach to financial goal setting? Well, I can't really give you evidence per se. I created this webinar. I did not create SMART goals. I have no idea who did. They've been around for a while now and are considered kind of a gold standard. I think anytime you can do what we've tried to do here, engage clients and help them to be excited and motivated, to help them figure out where they want to be tomorrow and plan out the steps that they need to take to do it. I think we're well ahead of where clients were without this approach. Do you have any? No, we don't have any additional discounts for students. Will you offer the discount again? Probably not this year. I'm just not sure. How can you incorporate this with clients that have an addiction? Could be extremely challenging when this is taking control, when that is taking control, not allowing clients to come up with goals. Well, that's a reality. We know it's a reality. I do know for a fact that there are addiction programs that require that anyone completing their program must complete a financial component, because and certainly you didn't ask about gambling as one of the addictions, but that's a whole nother issue. But in the real world, we have to deal with money, and it's important that everyone know how to do that. This country would not be in the financial situation, which in my opinion is very poor today, even though the numbers definitely indicate that the economy is and has improved. The reality is that all of us on this call and all of our clients are not experiencing those improvements. I think that we're in a very bad place. And that, of course, we know, just yesterday the report came out, the gap between the wealthy and even the middle class, let alone the poor, it's huge and it's growing. And so goal setting is an incredible tool and gift that we can give to clients. It is a great way to help clients of all ilks. Thank you for having this webinar. I said, can we do a seminar on housing issues and people in poverty? Well, we can look into that. Student loan payoffs. Look for some of the better student loan websites. They're out there. If you want to run them past me, you can email me through the website or through my email here, rita@financialsocialwork.com, or our 800 number is on the website also. Excellent. Someone wrote that an excellent website is www.powerpay.org to enter debts, budgets, etc. And you can enter a generic name for anonymity. I'm thinking that's to help the person that wanted more websites for helping clients with debts. Thanks a lot, Helen. I work with families who are considered the working poor. We have an 18-week mentoring program trying to get them to live within their budgets and assist them with paying off their debts. So many of our clients have learned behaviors as far as bouncing around to different social service agencies to get assistance or going into crisis mode when something comes up. How do I get my clients to set those financial goals and maintain them without falling back into that learned behavior? Well, the good news about learned behavior is that it really can be unlearned. You can start a new habit, as I said earlier, by practicing it 21 consecutive days. First, we have to engage that client. Remember, that's when I was talking about the financial social work model. If the first step is engaging the client, your program can be the best program in the world, but if you can't get the client excited about it and engage them, then it doesn't matter because they're not going to be engaged or involved or doing your program. So yes, you want them to do the program, but what you need to do is to find out what their motivation is. What do they see is in it for them? Obviously, working with clients with addictions is different than working with other clients, but each client population has its own challenges. So I know how frustrating it is to work with clients who aren't motivated. So you need to find out what will motivate each of them. It's not likely to be the same thing. But if you can find out, help the client identify where he or she is today and where he or she wants to be tomorrow, then you can break that into pieces, as we talked about in this session, and help them go through it in that way. So Helen shared with us that powerpay.org, PowerPay, P-A-Y, is part of Utah State University Cooperative Extension System. It's free and it contains many resources and lots of educational information. Thanks so much. If not offering again, can I buy now with an extension? Why don't you go ahead and send me an email at Rita, R-E-E-T-A, at financialsocialwork.com. And we can discuss that particular situation to you, Dolores. I have no idea if this is HUD approved, but I have done trainings for HUD. Are there any other plans to offer webinars that include CEUs? No. There is a cost, a very high cost to offer CEUs, and since we do all of this for free, there is no revenue to pay for CEUs. Someone shared that Susan Jarvis is a student debt loan expert. And this person has seen her numerous times and finds her easy to understand and very knowledgeable. Let me spell that for you. Susan Jarvis, S-U-S-A-N-J-A-R-V-I-S. Thanks, Trish. Thank you for offering this helpful, inspiring webinar. You are so welcome. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, that is the end of our questions. So we're past time anyway. I want to thank all of you for joining us, and all of you who want to take advantage of this special offer now saved an additional $5. So for $345, you can get certified. And that discount goes through February 1st. Thanks, everybody. I wish you a very money-wise, happy, and healthy new year. And hope to see you back here in March. We have Experian doing a great webinar for us on FICO scores. Have a great rest of the day and year. Bye now.